As chairman of independent media, I'm very proud of our journalists, of our hundreds of journalists and our editors in our group that have not been afraid to hold powerful people in business, in politics, and in other aspects of society accountable. Tens of billions have been stolen by politicians and business people in this country at the cost of ordinary people. And it is independent media, through the bravery of its journalists, opinion writers and columnists, that has been able to expose this and help our country to recover this money. We as independent media take seriously our role and our mission in South Africa today, which is to expose this corruption. Because many of our columnists have in fact exposed fake news, they've exposed propagandists such as Karen Maughan, who writes in a way which doesn't make any sense about legal issues, who's one-sided and biased. Individuals, other reporters such as Chris Roper and others have continuously been exposed, Ferial Haffajee and others, etc. There has been an all-out attack on these columnists. And in fact, organizations such as News24 and Daily Maverick think that they can tell independent media that they must police their columnists, they must police their opinion writers. Well, I have a message for you. We have never policed our opinion writers, we have never policed our columnists, and we will not, in fact, police them going forward. They have a right, and the country has a right to have an alternative point of view. More importantly, you have an audacity to tell a black grouping like ours, the largest media house in this country, the one that really speaks to the freedom of media and to matters which count, the liberation of this country's economy, society and politics. You have the audacity to tell us who we should have as columnists, who we should have as opinion writers. Well, let me tell you, there is no ways that we are going to listen to those people that gave cover to apartheid, such as Naspers, Media24, for those intelligence agencies that work within the Daily Maverick and that are part of the cabal, trying desperately to take control of the media in this country, far from, in fact, trying to influence whether or not we hire columnists or opinion writers. Let me tell you, we are going to hire more of these columnists, more of these opinion writers, to expose repeatedly the fake news, the attempt by yourselves to influence the narrative in favor of your funders, such as the Oppenheimers, such as the Ruperts, such as the Applebaums, such as the establishment capital that controls the politicians, that controls the banks in this country. We are determined to uphold media freedom. And there is no way in hell organizations such as Daily Maverick, News24, the apartheid media house, Daily Maverick has recently been exposed as being funded by intelligence agencies. There is no ways in hell you're going to get me to stop our opinion writers, our journalists, and our editors from doing their job. Far from it. They have my full support as the chairman of independent media to continue to be bold, to be courageous, and expose the corruption, the coordinated attacks, and the attempt to fool South Africans in order to achieve your political, economic, and social objective. We fought apartheid. You represent apartheid. We will fight you, and we will fight you with thousands of our people at every level. We are determined that our country will in fact have an alternative voice that our people can be proud of. They can hear the truth, and we will hold to account those that are powerful in this country. Fake journalists, propagandists such as Karen Maughan and others, Rebecca Davies, Chris Roper, all of them who just happen to be white out there, Branko Briggs, Stiley, Adrian Basson. The name says it all. You represent apartheid. You represent that which is bad in this country. You are not journalists, you are propagandists, determined to influence the political direction of the society. You simply act for your funders. Daily Maverick, if you dare, tell the people of South Africa how many hundreds of millions you've received from the Oppenheimers, from the Ruperts, from the Applebaums, from the Wright Foundation, the CIA, etc., various other international entities. Don't lie to people to say you're being funded by subscriptions, a minority of your funding. Stiley and Branco, you live in huge palaces. You have lots of money. Your journalists are the highest paid. Your editors are the highest paid in this country. According to social media, Karen Moore earns $3 million a year. No journalist in this country earns that. You only earn that kind of money if you're a propagandist representing certain aspects of business and certain politicians and certain cabals in this country. Be brave to tell the public that you are not journalists, Daily Maverick and News24. News24, tell the world that you allowed Koos Bekker to take 1 trillion rand out of South Africa, that the President Ramaphosa allowed you to take that out. In exchange, Phuthi Manyeli, who was working for Ramaphosa, now heads up Naspers South Africa, which controls News24. And that's why you put out the fake news about Ramaphosa and the buffaloes out there. You're a fake news organization. You represent apartheid. You should be paying back to South Africa the hundreds of billions and trillions that you've taken out of this country. You gave cover to apartheid. You gave cover to apartheid security forces. You gave cover to the apartheid policy. Naspers, News24, Media24. Pay back the money to our country so that we can use that money for our people in this country today. Daily Maverick, just accept you are part of the intelligence agencies of Europe and America, and that's okay. But just tell the world the truth and tell the world how much of hundreds of millions you receive. Stop pretending to be media organizations and journalists, because you are not. You are simply propagandists. You are simply trying to take back from black people in this country and white people as well that have fought for the liberation of this country. People like myself will not allow you to do that. And I call on all South Africans in this country today, come and champion the cause of independent media. Come and champion the cause of real media freedom and of having a voice in this country. And don't allow those that happen to be white and happen to be there during apartheid to continue to prevent, in particular, black and white people in this country from listening to, watching, and reading the real truth about South Africa today. Come and buy our newspapers, advertise in our newspapers, come and read our online sites, and more importantly, come and contribute to our media organization. Become opinion writers, columnists, and let's show them, South Africans, what you really think. Independent media is truly your home. It is our home because we love our country, and we will not allow these fake charlatans to take away from us our freedom. Together, we'll bring South Africa back to where it should be, in the hands of the people, the ordinary people, those who have sacrificed for our freedom. And we will not allow these charlatans like Chris Roper, Karen Moore, Branko Brick, Viral Haffajee, Rebecca Davies and others to deviate or deflect us from that important purpose and mission. I thank you as the chairman of Independent Media. Thank you so much.